Every anime is broken down into different arcs with titles to make it easy to understand and access. What might be your favorite arc in Boruto? If you said Prophecy arc, then you are in for a treat because this arc is also, far from me, the best arc in Boruto. Sit tight, grab your popcorn because in today's video, we will be explaining why the Prophecy arc is the best arc in Boruto. But before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Prophecy arc, or also called omnipotence arc, is the particular arc that Boruto fans use to refer to when Boruto lost everything dear to him, and this leads up to the time skip. The Naruto Wiki has classified this arc from chapter 68 to chapter 80 of the manga. Some others, however, believe it's chapter 72 to 80, but this isn't our major concern here. So, for the sake of simplicity and to better understand why the Prophecy arc is the best, we will be covering from chapter 72 upwards. Now, looking at the events that occurred in chapter 71, Eida decides to accept Shikamaru's offer to become a Hidden Leaf member and live in the village. Of course, this came with a perk, which was the fact that she wanted to live with Kawaki. Amado was the one who broke the news to Eida over the phone, and then they departed from the land of snow. But this had a clause attached to their contract with Shikamaru, which was the fact that Daemon had to tag along too. This little gremlin himself, who is in a way sort of mischievous, had to be allowed into the village, and Shikamaru had no choice than to accept it. Now, the most cryptic thing that happened afterwards in this scene was the fact that Amado referred to both Damon and Eida as game pieces, which is a sort of foreshadowing of something that's yet to happen. What foreshadowing exactly is this? Stick around as we continue to explore. Now, moving forward in the next scenes, Boruto is then seen heading to his next mission, but he was stopped by his sobbing mom, Hinata, who is worried about his safety. Boruto promises her that he would return back shortly, but this promise is however short-lived, as he was then mocked by Momoshiki, who began to creep more and more into his own consciousness. Momoshiki then tells Boruto that his promise to his mother is a lie and the day of his prophecy which he had given to Naruto was fast approaching. But Boruto didn't sway but rather held strong, replying Momoshiki that his fate was going to be decided by him alone and no one else. He then leads with the rest of his Team 7 members on a mission. Meanwhile, Code and Bug goes into the Ten-tailed dimension. We then see him squeezing the Ten-tailed and making them into humanoid golems. These creatures began to amass in numbers into a deadly army. Along with his newly awakened powers, Code for once was looking like a threat. Moving back to the Hidden Leaf village, at the Hokage office, Boruto and Kawaki lock eyes awkwardly since their last fight. And after exchanging some few words, the new Team 7 sets out for their mission. After about 20 pages of the manga, which was filled with some talks, Shikamaru then revealed the true nature of their secret mission. Now, you might be thinking, oh, this is a secret mission, it might be to kill Code since his whereabouts had been found, or maybe it was an espionage mission to kill some high-ranking shinobi member. But this so-called secret mission was to actually have a sleepover with Eida and Daemon. Disappointing, right? Oh well, it doesn't sound that bad because Boruto and Kawaki were tasked with living in a secluded house with Eida and Daemon, while Mitsuki, Sarada, and Konohamaru would watch from a distance. Shikamaru then lets out the fact that Eida actually had a crush on Kawaki, which of course sent them in shock. Everyone's reaction to this mission would be Boruto's reaction in this particular manga panel, which says this mission is annoying. After this, they all then decided to set out, but not before Kawaki catches Momoshiki sniffing Boruto's ear. Pretty weird, right? The train conveying the siblings then arrives at Konoha. Sai and the rest of the team become a bit wary of her, but Eida flies away to look for her so-called 13-year-old boyfriend. While Amado mentions to the welcoming team, which consists of Sai, Shikamaru, and some others, that flying is a common thing to the Otsutsukis, this then confirms our theory that Eida was in fact an Otsutsuki. In the next scene, we see Kawaki becoming comfortable in the house, sitting on a sofa while thinking about Momoshiki sniffing around Boruto's ear. Shortly after, Eida enters the room, casually glancing at Chocho and Inojin. Mitsuki also experienced the mysterious jutsu but reacted with confusion, not having experienced true love before. Konohamaru too fell under Eida's charm, becoming infatuated with her within seconds. Daemon swiftly leaped onto Boruto, attempting to use his reflection jutsu with incredible speed, easily overpowering Kawaki and knocking Boruto to the ground. Meanwhile, at the train station with the welcoming team and Amado, Shikamaru pressured Amado to share all the intel he possessed, to which Amado agreed on the condition that he could smoke the Hidden Leaf special pack. The arc took an intriguing turn at this point as Amado unveiled some crucial revelations. Amado disclosed 4 significant details that would shape this arc. Firstly, there was an Otsutsuki named Shibai who consumed numerous chakra fruits across planets and evolved into a godlike being. Amado stumbled upon the remains of Shibai's body and discovered that merging Shibai's DNA with others granted them one or more of his abilities, akin to Hashirama cells but more potent. Amado had implanted this DNA into Eida and Daemon, granting them the charm and reflection abilities both derived from Shibai's powers. However, Amado omitted the crucial detail of how he acquired Shibai's body. The second detail is that Shibai's powers are classified under a new type of jutsu which is called Shinjutsu or Divine Jutsu. The perks of this is that it doesn't require hand signs and it can generate immense power. And most of the powers we've seen in the series were actually Shinjutsu, from Code's Karma to Ishiki's Tsuko no Hikona, and Karma are all various forms of Shinjutsu. And the ninjutsu on Earth was trying to recreate this phenomenon by the use of hand signs. The third detail was Amado's goal, which is to bring his daughter back to life, and it's the karma that can make this possible. His daughter's name was Akibi and she suffered from an incurable disease which ended up taking her life. Amado worked tirelessly to try bring her back by setting the stage for genetic cloning in order to recreate his beloved daughter, and although he was able to recreate her appearance and memories, he couldn't recreate her consciousness, which she truly was. The clone wasn't the same person as his daughter and she lacked the same personality and characteristics of his daughter. He then realized that this wasn't something he could recreate. While in despair, Jigen approaches him and he then learned about the karma. So they struck a deal in which Amado would help Jigen in building an army of Kata members, and he would use his karma to bring his daughter back to life. Fun fact, Delta is most likely the failed Akibi clone because they share the same body and almost look alike. The last detail was that Amado reconstructed Kawaki's karma to potentially bring back his daughter, as he originally collaborated with Jigen but deemed him too great a threat. After Jigen's demise, Amado needed a new plan. By adding extra data to Kawaki's karma, he aimed to revive his daughter with her consciousness intact. This drove his interest in Kawaki's Momoshiki, while invading Boruto's consciousness expressed surprise at Eida's powers, casting suspicion on her abilities. A vision of the future involving Inojin, Mitsuki, and Chocho chasing someone interrupted their conversation, shocking Momoshiki as well. Following Amado's revelations, Kawaki realized that the root of his misery lay with the Otsutsuki clan, motivating him to seek their eradication. The next morning, Kawaki confronted Eida, accusing her of betraying Boruto to Code. Eida retreated to her room where she revealed that Sumire and Sarada were immune to her charms. Meanwhile, Boruto engaged in games with Daemon and Momoshiki returned to Boruto's consciousness, hinting that he knew the source of Eida's powers. Kawaki briefly turned hostile but refrained from harming Boruto before leaving the house. Eida took advantage of the situation to explore the village. In another scene, Daemon refrained from attacking Himawari upon sensing her latent power, leaving us puzzled about the implications of this encounter. Things take a grim turn as we find ourselves at the Uzumaki household where dinner preparations are underway. Suddenly, Kawaki materializes seemingly out of nowhere. In a shocking revelation, Kawaki confesses everything to Naruto. He expresses his admiration for Naruto and thanks him for breathing life into his soul. However, Kawaki goes on to criticize the effectiveness of ninjas against threats like Shibai and Jigen Otsutsuki. His ultimate goal is to eliminate every ninja by harnessing the strength he's gained from them. Shockingly, he shows no remorse for his attempt to kill Boruto and is more upset that he didn't succeed. Hinata wastes no time in reacting and gives Kawaki a resounding slap. Unfazed, Kawaki opens a dimensional portal, sealing both himself and Hinata inside it. Meanwhile, the disappearance of the Uzumaki's family chakra triggers panic among those present. Boruto, sensing trouble, goes after Kawaki, fully aware that he's up to something nefarious. When they confront each other, Kawaki attempts to trap Boruto in another dimension, sparking a fierce battle where he's determined to shed blood. The fight becomes serious with Boruto losing one of his eye. However, the fight was stopped by the ninjas who had come to back up Boruto and declaring Kawaki a threat and danger to the village. Kawaki then escapes. Eida comes to his rescue and, in a moment of despair, Kawaki expressed his failed plan, wishing Boruto were just an ordinary person like him. Eida, using her powers, held Kawaki while she levitated and casted a widespread jutsu. Shortly after, Konoha ninjas arrived, surprisingly showing concern for Kawaki, even inquiring about his eye injury. Mitsuki entered Sage Mode, attacking Boruto and questioning his role in the Hokage's death. In the midst of this chaos, Kawaki decides to make full use of the situation, reversing their roles. A surprising turn of events unfolded when Momoshiki revealed that Eida's all-powerful jutsu had switched the positions of Boruto and Kawaki, putting Kawaki in the spotlight as an Uzumaki while Boruto was a nobody. Witnessing this, Sarada awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan because of her love for her Boruto and implored her father, Sasuke, to help Boruto because she knew he wasn't what they made him to be. And she was also immune to Eida's jutsu, so she wasn't affected. Trusting his daughter's judgment, Sasuke made the decision to take Boruto out of the village, challenging him to prove himself as Naruto's son. Boruto agreed to this, and the last glimpse we had was of him walking into the distance. And that is all on the Prophecy arc. If you think this is the best arc in Boruto, do let us know in the comment section below, and thank you for watching.